friends, and welcome back. I hope everyone had a great week this week. I have been very busy around here. It's that time of year, as I'm sure many of you are very busy with yard work. We're hurrying up trying to get our beds cleaned up to prep them for more planting, of course. So I wanted to get on today and explain to you what I am doing for the next 3 weeks. I decided to do a little bit of a series, I'm going to call it. That series is going to consist of 3 different videos. I did that with many of you in mind because it is the beginning of May. We are all planning our vacations, and I know many of you do vacation out here in New England. Now, if you go to my playlists, so underneath my videos, you will find my playlists, and one of those happens to be travel. So it may give you ideas on places you may or may not want to see while you're vacationing in New England. For those of you not planning a vacation, it's just fun to watch, and it's a great escape. So in the past, I have done videos on, of course, your more popular places, whether it's Boston or Portsmouth, New Hampshire, Kennebunkport, Maine. But I also try to throw in places that maybe you wouldn't necessarily know about or think about to visit. And there are so many cute little towns out here in New England. There is a lot to see. So this series that I have done is the South Shore, so south of Boston in Massachusetts. And it's right along the water there. You have the North Shore, which is north of Boston. South Shore is south of Boston. So I decided to share with you a couple of those areas, along with Sandwich, which is on the Cape. The reason I'm sharing Sandwich is because that's where we stayed. Mark and I had taken a little vacation a couple of weeks ago, and we stayed in this adorable Airbnb in Sandwich, Mass, which is definitely one of my favorite towns. I love everything about the Cape. And I'm going to share the Airbnb with you too because it was just adorable. So today's video, I am going to share our time in Sandwich, and then the next week will be a different area on the South Shore, and the following week, the last area on the South Shore. Obviously, I could not hit everything. I just chose a couple of areas to share with you. Some unique things, I hope, maybe new to some of you. But I have to say, in video number 2, I have a very special surprise I was so excited to share with you. It's a very special interview with 2 very special people. You may or may not be familiar with them, but I think once I share that with you, you may have seen their show. I will give you a hint. They have a show on HGTV. So anyway, I don't want to give too much away, so you need to come back next week to see. However, I do want to give you a warning. Even though I put in my order for beautiful sunny weather, it must have been received way too late because it was kind of a drizzly weekend. So I'm sorry about that. Maybe next time I can get my order in sooner. But still, the Cape and the South Shore is just beautiful, full of history, and it's wonderful any time of year. Believe me, I have been there pretty much every season. The benefit of going when we did go is no crowds and your rates are lower. So you could think about that too. With all of that being said, like I said, I just wanted to give you a little intro, and I hope you enjoy this series. I think it's kind of fun, and I always love sharing with you different places in New England through my eyes. Okay, enough chatting already. Let's go ahead and get started with the video. Enjoy.
I was very impressed with this Airbnb immediately. Two things that stood out to me. One, first of all, it was very clean, but also the attention to detail she spent on decorating the home and having everything there that we needed. I felt like I was staying at a friend's house. I just loved it, and you'll see what I mean. This classic salt box was presumably built circa 1675 and is most likely the oldest salt box on Cape Cod. It was the home of the town's second minister, Reverend John Smith, his wife Susanna, and their 13 children. It's named for Abraham Hoxie, a Sandwich whaling captain who bought it in the 1850s. Remarkably, its occupants lived without electricity, plumbing, or central heat until the early 1950s. In the late 1950s, the town purchased the Hoxie House and restored it to its current late 17th century condition. This is a driveway of broken seashells, very commonly found on the Cape. I just love this idea. Well, friends, thank you so much for spending the day with me in Sandwich, Massachusetts. Make sure you join me next week for part 2. Have a great week. Bye-bye.